Hello, it's Debbie Gilbert from the Business Awards show, and I'm also the founder of the Best Business Women Awards. And today I'm joined by Sophie Ryan, multiple award winner of her business, Interactive VA Limited. And Sophie has a very unique twist on her VA business, which I'm going to get her to talk to you about today. And we're going to talk to her about how she set up a business, what she's doing that's so different in the market, and also about her journey with awards over the past year, because she's had several wins, which is amazing considering she's quite a new business. So welcome, Sophie.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So tell us about Interactive VA Limited and a bit more about the history behind it and what the business actually does.
Sure, thank you. So we are not a typical VA business. We are our USP is offering creative retail expertise across new product development, sourcing, manufacturing, and commercial awareness. It's myself and a small team of people who are all ex-corporate retail professionals across design, buying, merchandising, those kind of areas within retail. And we've decided to offer those kind of services to our creative clients. Layered on top of that, we also offer traditional business support as well. We had noticed, though, actually in year two, that clients were coming to us with additional needs, and they were saying that as a result of COVID in particular, that they were very sort of static and stationary at home working, and as such, they weren't getting much physical and sort of mental health sort of support, really. So we decided to lay on top of that some unique wellness strategy sessions with yoga and meditation layered on top to offer those additional services to clients as well. So they've got a more well-rounded, unique package aimed at full client satisfaction, really. So that's kind of us in a nutshell.
So where did you get the idea from, Sophie? What made you think of this?
Well, with the background in retail buying, I decided that after, cut a long story short, I've got two young little ones, and decided to stay at home, obviously, whilst they were tiny. And as they were growing up, I thought, oh, do you know what, I need to go out and do something now. And I thought, why don't I use some of the skill sets that I've acquired in my retail buying days and use those to offer support for businesses, SMEs, entrepreneurs, and that type of thing. And I was doing some research, and I saw that the VA industry is a great industry. I think people have this idea that it's full of just traditional admin, but actually, if you delve deeper into it, it's such a diverse industry full of many different skill sets, and there's lots of different types of VAs out there. And then I thought, well, why not utilise the sort of retail creative expertise and layering on top of it my sort of OCD for organising and business side of things as well. And that's kind of how we came about in terms of offering that more sort of USP element to try and stand out from, a crowded market, to be honest.
And what year did you start?
So I've always been doing it in the background for about 10 years, but I've only decided to do it under the interactive umbrella for the last 3 years. So we're in year 3 now.
So what made you decide to think about business awards? What motivated you to think about that?
I decided to look at the first 2 years were all about clients, and quite rightly so, because it's very important to me to make sure that our clients are completely satisfied. But in year two, year three, I kind of decided to take a look at the business itself rather than purely client work.
We've stopped. Hang on, stop. Oh, that's just frozen. Let's start again. Start with that question again. So what made you think of business awards?
So I decided to, for the first couple of years, it was all about clients, and quite rightly so. Obviously, client satisfaction is very important for us. But in year two, year three, I decided to focus on the business itself and growing it and developing it. And I thought the Entering Business Awards was a great way to looking at a wider marketing strategy. And as such, we've entered 3 awards. We've won 2 awards, one as silver winner, a couple of as winners as well, and onwards and upwards, really. So yeah,
I know. So you did the FSB, so you won Best Freelancer of the Year, which is amazing.
Yes, that was a very good one, actually. That was a busy category to be up against. So it was
yeah.
Yeah.
So talk me through the others.
So the FSB one was earlier on in award season. Then we had the Miss Jones Business Awards, which was VA of the Year, which
Hmm.
was that was also a very interesting one to be up against, because then you're up against specific people within the industry itself. And then there's your award, which we had most recently, which was fantastic. And just to be recognised within such a strong community was a acknowledgement. So
Amazing.
yeah, no, that was very good.
So how are you growing and developing the business? What's next on the list?
The next on the list will be growing the team and be offering wider services to clients, and really just expanding that side of things, really. The idea is for me to, so even though we offer traditional and creative skills around industries such as retailers, interior designers, property developers, all of those kind of creative sectors, we also offer support with freelancers in film and TV. So that'll be
Oh,
another area of growth for us as well, is to bring on board more associates to focus on the existing industries that we have, and then I'll be able to take a step back slightly and then focus on the film and TV element.
yeah. So what sort of typical work are you doing for your clients? Like a typical
God, it
week sort of
ranges
thing.
so much, and I think that's another reason I love it, because no day is ever the same, and I know people say that all the time, but it's genuinely really true. It can range from digital marketing, web design, launching and developing new products, bringing new products to market, increasing client USP, not USP, sorry, increasing client average basket spends for their
Mm,
retail businesses. And then it can be traditional things like diary and email management, or finance,
mm.
credit control, or payroll and factoring with other clients. So it is really, really broad.
Yeah, very.
And
Because a
then
lot of what you're describing is also what you might find a marketing agency doing. So you're kind of really have extended these VA services into other areas of your expertise, haven't you?
I think it's harnessing the skill sets that myself and the team have got from the retail area.
Yeah.
Like I say, we've got ex-designers on the team from retailers, we've got ex-buyers and merchandisers, and there's so many transferable skills. Um,
Mm,
and then, of course, layered on top of that is more recently what we've done with the yoga element and that side of things. So
mm,
it's really just trying to make sure that we are standing out from a crowded market, which admittedly it is.
yeah. No, I think you are. And where do your clients typically come from? Is it word of mouth? Is it your website? Is it
Yeah,
networking?
not
Yeah.
about 95% is word of mouth, which
Mm,
is very good.
mm,
It shows what people say about you when you're not in the room. But I think that's another reason, what I've noticed recently in terms of the marketing strategy, is that obviously we need to not just rely on word of mouth, and obviously look
mm,
around the networking and the social media side of things and that kind of thing.
mm. And did you connect up with some of the people from the awards? You must
Yes,
do that.
absolutely. And we've got the drinks lunch thing
Yes.
in November, haven't we? So
Yes, definitely. And I always say to people, go through the program, connect up with people, even go through the program when you were at the FSB Awards and all of the other awards that you've been at, and just connect with people and reach out to them, because 95% of people never bother, but the 5% that do. I was having a lovely podcast interview with Sylvia De Corso, who has
I
an
saw that
SEO.
one.
Yeah, and she connects up with people and she's had clients from the awards. So,
Yeah,
you
that's really
know,
good. Yes, I've done all the connecting as well.
good,
And obviously,
brilliant.
with the build up to the awards night itself, there were obviously loads of posts.
Yeah.
Quite like you said, and I was there beaving away, connecting with everybody.
Oh, that's great. No, that's good. And that's the thing, it's really important to do that. And obviously, you've got the logos on your website, which is also great, because that shows the mark of quality of your business, because your business has been externally verified by a team of judges, not just ours, but other awards as well. So I think that, if anything, I hope it gives you the confidence that you are on the right tracks and you're doing all the right things, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
great.
absolutely. And like I
So
say, it stays on your website, goes on your email signature, goes on your digital profiles on all the social media channels.
So
Um,
would you keep awards as part of a marketing strategy for you, for
yes,
your
I would
business?
do. I would probably not do it necessarily every year, maybe every
No.
other year or something. Don't do
Mm,
it every year, but yes, definitely part of the wider marketing strategy,
mm,
absolutely.
mm. Or
And
have a look at different awards each year. That's what some people do. So they'll do I don't know, 2 or 3 each year, but they're different and they'll
Yes.
sort of circulate it round. So that's another
And of
way of
course,
doing
as the
it.
business grows,
Mm,
you wouldn't necessarily enter the same award because you might enter
no,
a degree and
no.
things like that. And what I found by doing the awards was it really does make you focus in on the business itself, not
Mm,
just because everything is normally all about the clients, which is obviously the right thing to do, but
mm,
it's obviously very outward facing. And by entering the awards, it really forces you to answer questions, ask yourself what you want from it.
mm.
It's really good as a reflective tool to really think about what you want for the business.
So talk me through the wellness strategy element of your business.
So we've got a lady on the team who is a yoga instructor, and not mental health in terms of that side of things, but in terms of the spiritual side that comes with yoga.
Mm,
I have to confess, I'm not a yoga person whatsoever. I'm a runner, and I get all of my endorphins and stuff from sort of those kind of activities. And I do find that whenever I'm stressed, I go for a run and I come back with all of these ideas, pumped full of loads of energy. But we found that we wanted to add that particular element and that particular service for customers. And she will sit down with the client, understand what they want, what their needs are. We will then work together looking at their sort of business needs and their personal needs, and then build out of their diary what they want, and then almost almost include the two services together. So we'd offer the yoga services and the mindful meditation, and then we look at the diary itself and then plan it all, and then make sure it all coincides with what they want the business element to be accountable to somebody, and then likewise with the yoga side of things. And it's all different types of practice of yoga as well. And I think some people can be quite nervous with yoga because everyone typically might think you need to do all of these amazing moves and all these handstands, all these types of things, which I definitely can't do. But actually, our sort of motto is it's for everybody and everybody in
yeah.
terms of shape and size and that type of thing. And beginners up to advanced and intermediate. It's really is for everyone really.
Because I think it is stressful being an entrepreneur, isn't it? It can be
You wear all these
incredibly
hats,
difficult.
don't you? I mean, I typically, as a business owner myself, and like I say, even though I've been doing this element for 3 years, my husband and I have been running businesses for the last 10 years. We've got a couple of other businesses as well, which I also manage with him, and we're just starting up another one as well. But personally, I'm one of those people, I just roll up my sleeves and I get on with it. No complaining, just crack on. But it can be stressful. So I think by offering these services with the yoga side of things, or whatever it might be, we say yoga, but if they aren't interested in that, then we still encourage them to look at what their personal goals are and to include that in their diary and their working schedule, so that it encompasses everything for them.
I think it's so important. I think you really hit on something there, because just offering a VA service, whilst that's great and it can take a lot of the stress away, actually having somebody almost confront you with, well, where's the space in your diary for your own health and well-being?
Yeah.
I think it's a really good niche that you've put yourself into. Are you going to tell us about the newest business then? Are we allowed to know about that? Is that launched?
About the what business,
You
sorry?
just said you just launched another new
Oh,
business.
it's things around property and that side of stuff.
Ah,
So,
okay. You are a woman of many talents,
we
Sophie.
just got my husband and I've got loads of interests, and you kind of need to scratch that itch, don't you, before it's too late. So
Amazing, amazing. Because you also work with your husband's business as well, don't you?
yes. So he's in film, and so like I say, that's another side that we do. Because he's in film, he's always away a lot. So that's why I'm managing all these businesses in the background and the VA side of things. But it's then also helping freelancers in the film industry, which a lot of them are, and
Yeah,
helping them with traditional things like finance and bookkeeping and sort of
yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
They're
And
always
you're
on
juggling 2 children
around.
as well. How old are your children?
10 and 6.
Oh, wow. So that's difficult. So how do if someone's listening to this, who's got kids of that similar sort of age, I mean, what advice can you give? How do you juggle it?
It sounds, do you know what? It's not rocket science. It is just, you need to be organised and on top of things. And if I did a screen share now and I shared my diary with you, it is meticulously planned to the minute, color coded diary appointments depending on what it is. And that's another thing that we teach or not teach, sorry, that's another thing we talk about with our clients, where they do say that if it's a disorganised client and they do need help with their diaries, I'll say, color code things, anything that's business critical that you can't miss, and include yoga into it as well. Include your fitness as a business critical element and have it all as one color, and then you know that those cannot be missed. And it's just simple sort of tricks like that, and just to be held accountable. We also have accountability meetings with clients as well to make sure that they are on top of things. But yes, it's just being organised and being efficient with things. And also, if you can't do it, then just delegate. You know, if you've got babysitters and friends nearby who can help out with the children, I don't have that luxury, but plenty of people do. And it's the same sort of principle, isn't it? You know, we delegate in our personal lives, whether it's getting a cleaner in to help with X, Y, and Z, or whatever it might be. So the same can apply with our business lives as well, is outsourcing and delegating, really.
Yeah, and I think having somebody like you and your team working with somebody, you can actually help them to think, right, okay, this is what I do and this is why it works. You're a great example. And if you lead by example, I think some people just not naturally organized. They're very good at what they do, but they're not necessarily naturally organized. Like people always say to me, how do you put an event on for 300 people? And I'm like, well, I just do, because I've been doing it for so long, you know. But organization is obviously the foundation of anything, of doing an event of that magnitude. So it's interesting. I think what you've got is that holistic approach at looking at somebody's life, and you've got that experience yourself. You're juggling a number of businesses, 2 children, a husband who's not always there, and so you're a great example to anyone who it can be done, can't it? It can be done.
And let's be honest, like you say, like a lot of the clients that we work with, they, you know, that's not what gets them out of bed in the morning. It's not going to be, you know, that side of things, but the side that we help them with are fundamental to business growth, and you know, it's the clocks going round to keep the wheels in motion. That's not what gets them out in the morning. That's not what excites them. So they need to be focusing on those elements, whereas we can be in the background, beaving away, making sure that everything else is in motion so that business can function, really.
Definitely. You are literally like the lifeblood of it, which is great. Oh, it's been amazing talking to you today and listening to you with this unique slant on a VA business, because there is a huge number of VA businesses out there and they're absolutely essential. And in the early days of my business, I used a VA, and technically I probably still have one person on my team who you would probably class as a VA. And I can't praise it enough, but I think what you've brought to the industry is a new fresh perspective, really, and a bit more of a holistic approach to it, which I love. So I can see why you've been winning awards, and I'm sure you're going to go on to win many more. So thank you for joining me today, and I wish you continued success with your business.
Thank you, and I'll see you at the drinks in November.
Yes, lovely.